On this, take a look. A mystery unlike anything you've seen.
Our shepherd was murdered.
A detective you didn't expect.
I am, after all, a sheep detective.
A cast that just keeps coming.
Who killed George?
Hugh Jackman, Regina Hall, Emma Thompson,
Sheep.
Bryan Cranston, Julia Louis-Dreyfus,
We shall solve the crime.
Molly Gordon from The Bear, and Succession's Nicholas Braun.
What's with them?
That's not a cast list. It's a lineup. We're going inside the Sheep Detective.
That man had nothing.
Well, actually, there is $30 million. And we have our motive.
Where the clues are sharp, the comedy hits hard, and the mystery keeps twisting.
Mappa, what is that?
I think it's a road.
But what is it made of?
Well, not grass, I can tell you that.
Let's take a look!
Take a look! Hey, what if I did the entire show like that? That's only slightly more irritating than my own voice. Look, we talk about movies that you're expecting all the time, but I love talking about movies you haven't even heard of. You're probably not looking forward to it, but you will if we accomplish our goals, our mission by the end of this. I'm going to shut up for now and bring in someone that you like hearing from. It's my good friend, Natalie Franklin.
Hi, Mark.
All right, so here's the deal. Rarely do we get to screen movies together, but I look over and you're watching The Sheep Detective at the same time. At the end, after I dried my tears, I said, we should do a half hour on this.
Yes, you did. We finished our popcorn, we had a lot of snacks, and you were like, this movie's so good, it deserves 30 minutes.
And I know those of you who are going, I care nothing about this film, you are going to like this movie. Although it's fine for kids, this is not a kid movie.
I think it's really more adults, and kids can see it.
Yeah.
It's very popular. It has over 30 million views just on the trailer on YouTube. So.
I just bumped into someone in the hall who said, hey, I can't wait to see this movie because I like Wallace and Gromit. And I thought, well, yeah, well, that's true, and there is some of that humor in it. And I love Wallace and Gromit. This is even better.
Yes, it is. It's giving me Babe vibes, Charlotte's Web.
Exactly.
But, like, better, like you said.
Well, let's go behind the scenes. Chris O'Dowd, you might know, as soon as you see his face, you go, oh, I like that guy. I loved him when he was first introduced to American audiences in Bridesmaids. Yeah, he was the cop love interest of Kristen Wiig. This time, I sit down with he and Julia Louis-Dreyfus to talk about the deepness of it all. Look.
Nice to see you two. I'm gonna try not to cry. I promised I wasn't gonna cry, but this movie moved me infinitely more than I thought a Talking Sheep movie was going to.
Good.
That's sweet. It is one
That's
of the
really
more
nice.
emotional talking sheep movies out there.
Yeah.
For both of you, you know, comedy, television, film, you pretty much know what you're getting, what it's going to be on the day. Your performances stick, you know what it is. I would have to think for both of you, you really were looking forward to seeing what the heck this movie was going to turn out to be.
Without question, I actually wasn't entirely sure. And then when you see it, not only was I deeply relieved, but hugely proud and thrilled to see the final product.
And on the surface, it would be worth it if at best it was a decent kid movie, right? But then this movie is so poignant. Like all of my interviews today have been perhaps some of the deepest interviews I've ever done, and it's about a Talking Sheep movie. But
Well,
it's about,
that ends now.
No. Has it changed how has it changed your life being a sheep? How has it changed your view of the world?
Well, it's made me feel a little bit more pasteurized in a sort of kind of a way.
Right.
No, it's been really nice because I have kids that are the right age to go through a process like this where I can show them the sketches of these sheep that I saw a year and a half ago that Kyle would have shown me, and then they'll see the finished product next week. So we'll have watched this whole process play out like a chapter book.
Do either of you have a favorite moment that you go back 10, 20 movies from now, you remember one moment from this? Maybe it's not even senior in, but it's this one little gem that you go, God, I love that part.
Well, I loved the crossing the street part.
Yeah, that was good.
And I loved it with the chicken. It was a fabulous.
Little gags like that. The
Little
chicken
gags.
crossing the road.
I loved it.
Falling asleep, counting sheep.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this movie, that joke. You know that joke, which is, why did the chicken cross the road?
Oh, yeah.
To get to the other side, right? And it just feels like this is one of those old jokes that nobody really talks about. But essentially, it's a joke about mortality. It's like this chicken had decided it wanted to die. So it's like he's crossing the road to get to the other side.
Is this a backstory you're inventing for the chicken?
He's just
Was
now
that-
made it up, and it works.
It's a sequel.
I mean, why is it such a famous joke? It's not like it's a strong punchline. It's about life and death. And in lots of ways, I think this movie is a bit like that.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That is like...
Right,
It
so
is.
write that down. Write that down.
Yeah.
Get the producers on that. Sequel, prequel. So watch this movie because.
Because it will entertain you and your whole family, truly entertain you and your whole family. You'll walk away with things to talk about, lots of ideas, lots of themes that are worthy of bigger discussions.
Amen.
Yeah.
Acceptance and beyond that. So beyond the world's oldest question, why did the chicken cross the road? Why should people watch this movie?
It's a funny, furry whodunit.
Nice.
Write that down.
Coming up next on a special whodunit. He's right. Now, so did you do any research? Did you know who was who, the voice cast in this?
Not before I went into it.
Same.
And then after, I was like, who are these people?
I had no idea, only to find out that was Julia Roberts in it. And Chris O'Dowd, like, I will be forever mind blown that Why Did the Chicken Cross the Road is more of an existential look at life and death than anything else.
Julie Louis-Dreyfus,
Right?
not Julia Roberts.
Oh, did I say Julia Roberts?
Dreamcast.
Yeah, Dreamcast. All right, so Julie, we'll fix that in post. If only we could fix that in post. We can't. I was too busy thinking about Why Did the Chicken Cross the Road jokes. Josue, can I steal your joke? Okay, Josue, our cinematographer, said, yeah, I'll set it up.
Okay.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
Because.
Oh, God.
He does it a little bit better.
I
Shout
blame
it out.
Jose.
Exactly. I've got one a little bit darker. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
Because he was stapled to a punk rocker.
Oh, my goodness.
Actually, why did the punk rocker cross the road?
Why?
Because he was stapled to the chicken.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll fix that in post. All right.
Julia Roberts.
We can't fix anything in post. I will fix this. You wanted a season 5 of Succession? You're not going to get it. However, one of your favorite stars of Succession is in this movie. One of the live-action cast members, Nicholas Braun, at the world premiere, joins us next. Hey, welcome back. We are your experts talking about The Sheep Detective, which is great since I'm making up cast members. And I love
Starring
Leo
Julia
DiCaprio's
Roberts
performance in
and
this.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Exactly. Michael B. Jordan crushed in this movie. They're not in it. We do get Nicholas Braun, and I love Succession. Did you?
You know, I wasn't a Succession girl because I don't have that channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't. I'm broke.
Well, I think it's kind of showing up free these days since they didn't renew it for a season 5. If there was a season 5, I would love for them to incorporate sheep in this. And I talked to Nicholas Braun about that. He's the cousin in Succession, the conniving cousin. In this, he's the bumbling cop.
Nice. He did a really good job being believable, being bumbling, but he is actually really smart in this movie.
And you end up liking him towards the end.
Plot twist.
Watch this.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too, man.
I learned not only a lot from this movie, but I reinforced the knowledge I had from seeing this film with just getting your facts checked.
Yeah.
They're all spring, with the exception of the occasional winter, but that's rare. And
Okay.
and Hugh's character gives that in the first within the first 4 minutes of the movie. This is
Yeah.
all explained.
Yeah, good. It's good everybody knows. I think the Winter Lamb is such a key character to this movie and something that we can all relate to. And I think it's one of my favorite parts of the film is what the Winter Lamb stands for and the journey for that character.
And I know
Yeah.
a junior reporter asked you the question, so I guess I'll just pile on. Well, what is it?
I told him I'm a Winter Lamb. You know, I feel like I understand what it's like to not be a part of the pack. I mean, you know, I think I've always felt that. I think I've felt like a very independent person, and I haven't felt easily, you know, a part of a community or friend group. I feel like my friend groups have changed a lot over the course of my life. And I think, you know, being an actor, you're really like kind of on a solo journey. I'll speak for myself. Like I'm trying to, like explore parts of myself that I don't get to in the world, whether it's not connecting, whether it's holding back feelings, whether it's feeling lonely or awkward or like a misfit, you know, like this character specifically. But I think the point is I understand that feeling of like, I'm not sure exactly who wants me.
Dude, the fact that you just took this discussion that deep reinforces my point. We're talking about a talking sheep movie, and it works on so many different levels. It is deep in so many different ways about death, loss, acceptance.
Totally. Yeah, it really goes there. I think people of all ages will sort of be like, whoa, okay, I do have to think about this. How do I deal with losing someone who I love, who's the most important person in my life. How do I deal with that? So yeah, the movie kind of like hits on every level. It's great.
Yeah, and your character, the snapshot of it, even friends of yours might say, oh, he's doing, a bumbling cop kid movie. But no, your character even has a brilliant arc.
He does. He does. It's the thing I loved when I read this script, because yes, he's nervous and awkward and, not respected in this little village. But over time, he does prove himself. He does gain confidence. He does gain like a family and respect and feels like he's a part of the town. So it's such a great journey that my character gets to go through. And the moments where he connects with the sheep to me are really impactful and really special. So I never thought I'd be doing a movie where I was talking about how much I connected with sheep.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Poignant performances.
Here we
Congrats
are.
on all of it.
Yeah.
Get some of those sheep on Succession. I'd like to see a crossover.
Yeah, for the 5th season.
Yeah,
we'll
for
try
sure.
and, yeah.
And exactly. If you're not getting that, there's not going to be a 5th season. But if there was, you'd have just as much chance of having some of these sheep in it.
All sheep Succession would have been funny.
And like I alluded to in the beginning of that interview, Hugh Jackman's character in the narrative, in the first 2 minutes of the film, he says all sheep are born in the spring. So that's the common denominator.
Exactly.
A winter lamb is that odd out and often neglected by the rest of the group. So I ask you, what are you, winter or spring lamb?
I'm proudly a winter lamb just because I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah,
And
heck yeah.
Yeah, you just run your own program. You're not sheep.
I'm a winter lamb because, I was always that nut job weird kid,
Yes.
especially where I was born with my brothers and relatives. However, always had FOMO of what all the spring lambs were doing, so spent the bulk of my life trying to be embraced, not working.
Well, we're not missing anything, as we saw in the movie. The winter lambs are having more fun.
Yeah, it's true. Again, another great message to this movie. Coming up next, you love, if you're like me, The Bear. Coming up, one of my favorite people from The Bear, you know her as?
Claire.
Claire in The Bear, to make a rhyme. There she is at the world premiere of The Sheep Detective. We talk about this and more next. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for watching Take a Look. And if you're watching on AFN, you're probably one of the 177 different countries and territories worldwide that have people serving. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for your service during these crazy times.
Absolutely. And this is the perfect time to see Sheep Detective.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And also, if you're available to take your mom, this is a great Mother's Day movie. Take the mom, the grandmoms take your grandkids.
Yeah, it's a great spring movie. And that wasn't even intentional, but they moved it to spring and it actually worked out better, I think.
Such a good point. And again, here's the deal. Here's a movie that you think is a kid's movie and someone gets murdered.
Yeah.
A real person.
Yeah.
Not animals.
Oh, yeah. They're tackling some big, big things in this movie.
Exactly. All right, so one of the live action people you get in this movie, I love The Bear. I love Molly Gort, her character in The Bear. Claire is someone who's like the outside of the restaurant industry, kind of looking in, that kind of brings you into it.
Exactly, exactly. She's from their childhood, and then she gets reintroduced, and we see kind of like the heart of the Yes Chef man.
Exactly. And in this movie, she's kind of getting reintroduced into a relationship and joins a great all-star cast of live actors in this. I had a chance to catch up with her. This was a daunting task because there was a little kid reporter that they snuck in right before me. And that kid reporter crushed it with some great questions.
Hard act to follow.
Yeah, we talked.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You got to see this movie with an audience.
I'm going to see it on Sunday with an audience. I'm excited.
I went to this movie. I guess I didn't know what to expect. It's infinitely more and better and a different movie altogether than I think anybody that hits the theater seat will expect.
I know. I hope we got to get the word out because I feel like people don't understand all the different layers of things that are in this movie. Like, it's really funny, but it's also really profound.
It's so smart. Yet at the same time, you could take kids to this movie. And they would probably walk away with a little understanding.
Yeah.
So for you, did it pop off the pages like that? Or did you kind of discover the weight of this once you got to set?
I think that Craig Mazin's writing was beautiful on the page. And I was like crying. And I think as I get older, I'm trying to, we all try to understand life and death and how we hold those two things. And I couldn't believe that a children's movie was helping me understand that. And I, was like, oh, I can shoot in England and work with Emma Thompson. So
yeah, no kidding.
I was like, oh, let me get on that plane. Yeah.
You're no rookie. You've worked with some great people. You are a tremendous talent. But at the same time, do you look around at this team you've assembled?
I feel so lucky. I couldn't even believe it. And I didn't know who the sheep cast was.
None of you have ever
So
heard
then after I was like, this is insane. This is an amazing group of people that they've brought together.
I've had the honor and joy of sitting toe-to-toe with Hugh for his entire journey since before he was even famous. Love that guy. How about your experience?
He's really difficult. No, he's in. Sorry.
He's a jerk. You got
Yeah,
it all
he's a
wrong.
jerk.
He puts on a show.
He puts on a show. He's a bad guy.
Right.
No.
Once the junket camera stopped.
I could not believe how kind he was. He opened me. He greeted me with open arms and was so sweet. We don't even share that many moments on screen. We did rehearsal together. We shared a meal. He's just so kind. We really connect because we're both like theater kids.
Right.
I'm also just inspired by his career as someone who wants to do drama and comedy. Like he will do anything in a great way, and he doesn't take himself too seriously, though he's like a brilliant dramatic actor.
And elevates everything he puts his mind to.
Yeah.
As do you. So let's just say, what if they merge the world and this squad of sheep detectives, this herd
Yeah.
shows up on the set of The Bear, and they're serving mutton on that day?
Oh, God.
Would they open a case or cause a case?
Oh, my God. I think they would open a case. Wait, is mutton wine? What is it?
Mutton's lamb.
See, I don't eat meat.
I had to look it up too. I just had to make sure.
Oh, my
I thought
God.
it was.
Oh, would they open a case or close? Oh,
Yeah, would they be taking some people out? Would they be causing murders or solving murders?
They
at that
would
point?
they would murder the whole cast of The Bear.
That's-
And they should for eating lamb. Yeah.
The Rams would at least ruffle them up
Yeah,
a little
but
bit.
I actually think that I want to do a crossover Sheep Detectives Bear. I think that would be great. I think we should totally do that.
I want sheep in all worlds. I want
Yeah.
to go back and redo all the Seinfelds. I want
Yeah,
them on The Bear.
I agree. And let's talk to the studio about this. I didn't know I thought mutton was wine. Maybe. Yeah.
I had to look it up just to make sure.
Yeah, and I ruined your joke.
All right, now
Okay.
we've got just a few seconds left.
Yeah.
See this movie because
it's funny and heartwarming, and it'll make you feel seen.
Feel seen. That's another one. I hadn't thought
felt
about that.
so
All the different
seen.
layers that work. And leave it to me. I'm trying to be funny and clever and try to be better than the junior reporter kid that was before me.
Right.
I thought the mutton tie-in to, she's on a food movie, food series. And I thought,
with the
yes,
chef
I thought
and
taking this and
the
that.
bear and-
Little did I know she's a vegetarian. And
Oh, wow.
I don't think she took too well to that. And not only that, mutton isn't
It's like
lamb.
old sheep, right?
Yeah, mutton is like full-grown older.
Oh my God. All you need to do is ask her how was it working with Julia Roberts. And this would have been the perfect interview.
Exactly. Did you enjoy your screen time with Leo DiCaprio, not featured in this movie? All right, coming up next, who is featured in this movie? Hugh Jackman's in it, right?
Wolverine.
Yeah, just double checking, making sure I did my math okay.
Yeah, he's in
He
it.
joins us next to talk about why he jumped aboard and why you're going to love the movie and his biceps next. Hey, welcome back. It's the final segment of Take a Look. We say the best for last. Well, by the way, where do we find you online?
Oh, at Natalie the Hero on all socials.
Awesome. Thanks for hanging on. I'm at TV Marcus Allen for questions, comments, or concerns, of which there should be many regarding this episode. All right, Hugh Jackman, great in everything he does. Have you ever seen him be bad in anything or de-escalate a great movie?
It just doesn't happen. He's such a good actor. I was surprised he was in this.
Yeah, and I was surprised at how quickly and where exactly he exits this movie. But
Yeah.
that's for you to see. We had a chance to catch up with him on set during this, and you could tell the energy was real. Look.
There's something so unique and heartwarming and beautiful about this script, and I can honestly tell you, I was no more than 25 pages into this, and I texted my agent and say, I'm doing this. First of all, the material, it's just so uplifting, it's so fun, and I think the people involved, and I have to give it to Kyle there, because he created an atmosphere that just allowed everyone just to be joyous and have a great time. It was awesome. I've done a lot of movies where I've acted opposite tennis balls, certainly looked at a lot of green crosses on a stick, or a C-stand in lots of sort of special effects movies, but we didn't have that. In fact, there was a puppet made of the sheep. A lot of the time, I was acting actually opposite a puppet that looked incredibly alive and real, and honestly, to my eye, it was literally like a sheep is talking to me now. It was extraordinary. So this was, what Eric Filner and Lindsay did for us was make it very, very friendly for actors. And I think it's really important because the relationship between, particularly my character and these sheep, has to be felt and has to feel real. But wall to wall. This movie is just at every turn got such incredible actors, and what I love about it is it's all of the actors in it have such heart, and the movie has such heart, and the experience of filming it had that. And we all got together before we filmed, and we just all had a great connection. The movie is funny. It's very funny and smart and endearing, but ultimately, it's really heartwarming. So I promise you're going to want to go with your family. You're going to want to go with your friends, with your partner. You're going to want to go with someone, because as funny and touching and a little off the wall as it is, it's so much about connection and about love and relying on each other.
I'm going to double down on that. I'm going to double down on that. Go see that movie with someone. It is about connection and love and relying on each other. And he's just great in it, as is the all-star cast.
Absolutely. And it's so silly, but it's so sweet at the same time.
Yeah, it works on every level. And I love like the behind the scenes, like seeing most of the time he was acting opposite like a plastic puppet.
Yeah.
And I wonder, is that how you feel when you're sitting opposite me each week on the show?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Hey, hug your moms or take your moms to go see this, or anybody else that you want to care or connect to. That's why it's opening up. However, it's a good year-round, rest of your life, endless, timeless classic.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Thanks for being a part of Take a Look. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Anything else?
Shout out to the mamas.
Shout out.